If you like the history of aviation, especially here in Nebraska, you're going to want to see this.
Many people are trying to restore some forgotten history. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Katrina Spurl joins us now with the story. Katrina?
Not long after the Wright brothers had powered
point, and today I took a look inside a piece of history.
Not long after the Wright brothers had powered flight, there were a lot of people in the state of Nebraska that were flying.
After the Wright brothers' historic flight in 1903, aviation came to Lincoln and became a big part of the state's history. Many people involved in the Lincoln aviation community are looking to restore that history and repair this empty chapel near Northwest 48th and Air Park Road. It was built during the Cold War.
Lincoln suffered a lot of crashes, a lot of tragedies during that time with their bomber forces, and this is where they effectively came to grief for that.
More than 25,000 aircraft mechanics trained in Lincoln, and it's where Charles Lindbergh, one of history's most famous aviators, first learned to fly in the 1920s.
Downtown, there was an aircraft factory and school that was known nationwide, and I think that was a school that drew Charles Lindbergh into Lincoln because of its reputation.
Along with preserving history, the hope for the museum is to spur tourism and community development in Northwest Lincoln. A meeting on Wednesday allowed the public to give input on ideas for inside the empty chapel, as well as going over any necessary costs.
This chapel just certainly has a great deal of history to it.
The aviation community says there is a need to feature this museum and how Lincoln came to be an influential place of aviation.
I just feel it's important that aviation history in Nebraska is maintained and not forgotten because that's how we learn, that's how society progresses.
A lot of ideas were thrown up in the air as to where to place items in the chapel, but more meetings will need to be held in the future. The last part is finding the funds to operate the facility.
Still very exciting. All right. Thank you, Katrina.